All right, video number 2 today. Doing these out of order, so this is technically going to be episode 2 of this series, the Good Enough for What It's For series. I was prompted to do this by my buddy Ben, who, again, in the previous video, he teaches all those classes at Titan Tactical, took the Red Dot course, and there's a lot of guys there, or there were several guys there at least, that they didn't like spending $500 on belts and shit. I get it. The average man in America makes somewhere around $45,000 a year. The average woman makes, as of 2023, it was like $32,000 and change. All right? So you can't always spend an insane amount of money. You know, there's no reason my plate carrier should cost more than my gun. Okay? You're not going to Romani. All right? And if you are, honestly, we'll get to that point. But, so today we're doing the Condor LCS gun, or belt. I have 2 of them here. I own 3 of them. I have 2 of them sitting here. This is my work belt. Yeah. Gun's not clipped onto it, but I use this every day. I fight people in this every day. It has stood up, okay? I like these plastic buckles. If they break, they're super easy to replace. I've never had one break. But the real nice spring-loaded metal ones, I forget what they're called. It seems like they put them on every freaking belt now. There was one year with the previous, no, it wasn't one of these belts, but it had one of them clips on it. It was a regular belt, but it had a clip on it. I am crawling through mud and muck, and all of that got in the mechanism so much that I could not unbuckle it. I had to loosen up as much as I could and shimmy them out, or shimmy them off and throw them straight into my washing machine. I don't want my fighting gear to have to be like that, where I can't, a little mud ruins it, or little mud kind of screws everything up. These, you don't have that problem, okay? As I said, I use this every single day, no issues, okay? It has Velcro on the inside. This is the soft side of the Velcro. For law enforcement, a lot of guys with Velcro belts, instead of using the belt keepers, they have an inner belt that matches the Velcro on the inner side of this. So I get the hard side, the grippy side, that goes in my pants. That keeps the belt where it is. The one I have, I forget what brand it is, but it's one that actually has a buckle. Most of the cheaper ones you have won't have a buckle. They're just another layer of Velcro, so it kind of Velcros on. They don't last very long. You might get a year out of those. The belt I have that actually has the nice buckle is probably 60 or 80 bucks, but it was really nice. And I like it, and I use it, again, every day. There's no issues with anything on here. You know, it hasn't fallen apart, nothing. Now, step aside from work. Were you in the military? Did you use simunitions? For those of you who don't know, that is an upper receiver for your M16 or M4 that fires a paintball cartridge, essentially. It's gunpowder, but it's, you know, leaves a little paint marker on there. Did you use miles gear? That is a laser system for your weapon where everybody wears sensors, so when they get hit with a laser, it screeches like crazy to signify that you're dead. You did? Great. What's the difference between that and airsoft? The average citizen can get an amazing amount of force-on-force training doing indoor airsoft, okay? Outdoor airsoft, when it kind of starts to become unrealistic because of the ranges and the stuff that will stop those BBs. But indoor airsoft, I got a place in town here that does it almost every weekend. On Saturdays, we've had 100 people show up. It's an old abandoned warehouse. It's like 7 floors. They let you use usually up to the 5th floor, I believe. But it's great. It's amazing. But I bring that up to bring this up. This is the same belt, slightly different stuff on here, okay? I run around that place. I smash into all sorts of crap. I mean, it's a physical sport. And again, Nothing on here is falling apart. It has worked amazingly, okay? I have complete trust in this Condor belt system. Now, for those of you saying Condor's airsoft gear, I just showed you that I use it for non-airsoft shit and it's not falling apart. I showed you that I do more training in this Condor equipment than you do in your Cry Precision BS, okay? I do an amazing amount of training in this shit, all right? And I'm telling you, you don't need a $400 belt system. I'll link this in the description. I meant to look up the price, but of course I forgot. But I'll link this in the description for Amazon so you can go that way. What negatives is there about this belt? The Molly. I don't know if you can see this because it's black. This laser cut is weird, okay? Really, I'm not sure how you solve this problem with Molly belts because it's either a thick three panel Molly that allows you to appropriately attach your equipment to it, or this one, you can just go behind from the top and all the way through and not even weave it through the actual laser cut Molly slots. And I think that's what I did on literally everything. And for the most part, it stays together pretty well. The things I do see happening, typically with my work belt, I actually see my little radio pouch here. The snap will come undone, but guess what? It stayed on. Every now and then I'll get one of these pistol mag snaps to come undone. But again, they stay on where they are. So I'm not gonna knock that too much. And that's a common issue with all sorts of belts, and you can't really solve it without making the belt an extra inch or so thick. Or tall. So that is what it is. But that being said, do I have anything else? No, I don't think so. This is great. And you have a good day. See you next video.